Hey everyone, welcome. Today, we're going on a journey back in time to discover how one single miraculous river created the greatest civilization the world has ever seen. I'm so excited to explore the wonders of ancient Egypt with you, so let's dive right in.
Let's start with the gift of the Nile. We begin our journey with a massive geographic puzzle. How exactly did millions of people thrive, build giant pyramids, and create this amazing society in a landscape that should be completely unlivable?
To understand the puzzle, you have to understand this number. 96% of Egypt is pure dry desert. Just think about that for a second. It's not just a figure of speech. 96% of the whole country is just sand, rock, and dry, empty heat where practically nothing can naturally grow.
But cutting right through that deadly red desert is the River Nile. And you can see the contrast right here. Look at those beautiful green strips of life hugging the water. It's literally a ribbon of life. It actually prompted the ancient Greek historian Herodotus to correctly declare Egypt the gift of the Nile, because without this one river, there would be no ancient Egypt at all. None.
Now, the ancient Egyptians didn't just drink from this river, they built their entire world, and even their calendar around it. They divided their year into 3 distinct seasons, and they were driven purely by what the Nile was doing.
It's so cool to see these seasons in action. First came Akhet, the miraculous flood season. Every single year, the river burst its banks and covered the fields with water. Then came Peret, the growing season where farmers planted their seeds in that beautiful damp soil. And finally, Shemu, the golden dry harvest season. 3 seasons, 3 different jobs, all because of one amazing river.
Now let's look at life on the river. This perfect rhythm meant the river provided literally everything the Egyptians needed to survive and thrive. It was their absolute lifeline.
So the most crucial point here is that the Nile fed everybody. And I mean literally everybody. When the floodwaters went down, they left behind this incredible, dark, rich soil. They actually called it the Black Land. From this amazing soil, they grew emmer wheat for bread, flax to make their linen clothing, and even the grains to brew a daily beer. Yep, everyone, even children and the pyramid builders, drank it for safety and nutrition. It all came from the river's fertile silt.
Amazingly, the Nile was also a giant 2-way ancient motorway. Seriously, if you wanted to travel, you just jumped on a boat. Boats could simply float northwards, carried completely by the river's natural downward current. But what if they needed to go back south? Well, they just put up their sails to catch the prevailing wind that naturally blew southward. They could travel in both directions using purely natural forces. How clever is that?
Because their absolute survival depended on this amazing annual flood, they worshipped it. They celebrated the flood as a blue-green god named Hapi. Hapi is beautifully depicted with a round belly which represented ultimate fertility and abundance. When the Nile flooded perfectly, bringing a massive harvest, the entire country rejoiced and thanked Hapi. They literally depended on him for everything.
Moving into part 2, let's explore 2 genuinely fascinating facts about ancient Egyptian life. Fact 1 is a pure, mind-boggling mystery. Remember, they relied on the Nile completely for their survival. But for 3,000 years, the ancient Egyptians had absolutely no idea where all that floodwater actually came from. It just arrived from the south like magic. They lived in a country with almost no rain, yet their entire civilization was built on a river whose origins they simply could not explain. It's just wild to think about.
Fact 2 shows their absolute genius. You see, a flood that was too high could wash away buildings, but a flood that was too small meant famine. So to predict if the flood would bring a good harvest or a disaster, they invented brilliant measuring staircases built right into the riverbank. They called them Nilometers. Officials would watch the water rise on these steps, making this the world's very first environmental monitoring system. Totally practical and genuinely impressive.
And finally, part 3, it's time for a knowledge check. All right, let's see how much of this ancient wonder you can remember with a quick, fun quiz. I'm going to read the question and all 4 options clearly. Then you'll have exactly 4 seconds to shout out your answer before I reveal if you're right. Here we go.
Question 1. What percentage of Egypt is desert? Is it A, 50%, B, 75%, C, 96%, or D, 30%?
Correct. The answer is C. A staggering 96% of the country is dry desert, making the river completely essential for their survival. Question 2. What were the 3 ancient Egyptian seasons? A. Summer, autumn, and winter. B. Akhet, Peret, and Shemu. C. Rain, wind, and sun. Or D. Planting, growing, and resting. You got it. The correct answer is B, Akhet for the flooding, Peret for growing, and Shemu for the harvest.
Question 3. Why did ancient Egyptians call the fertile land the Black Land? A. Because the sky was black. B. It was the pharaoh's color. C. Because of the dark, rich silt left by floods. Or D. Because it was dark at night.
Correct again. The answer is C. That dark, rich silt brought by the amazing floodwaters made their incredible farming possible.
Question 4. Why was it possible for boats to travel in both directions on the Nile? A. They had oars and sails. B. The river reversed its flow. C. They floated north on the current and sailed south on the wind. Or D. Slaves rowed the boats.
Spot on. The answer is C. Using the natural current and the wind made it the ancient world's most brilliant two-way highway.
Final question. Who was Hapi and what did he represent? A. The sun god. B. The god of the Nile floods. C. The first pharaoh. Or D. The god of fishing.
Yes, the correct answer is B. Hapi was the blue-green god of the Nile floods that they thanked for their survival every single year.
Brilliant work today. You've mastered exactly how one single river created an entire magnificent civilization out of the desert. But next time, we unravel another massive mystery. Who exactly was the pharaoh, and why on earth were they treated like a living, breathing god? See you next time.